Juric at number 9. This is the lad who's doing his national service, couldn't get to Tynecastle, and will be an immense threat this evening. That's the hot side, only one change from a couple of weeks ago, and not surprisingly, Ian Ferguson is on the bench, and they prefer Ian Jardine, I think, for his strength and defensive capabilities, because I'm quite sure that Hearts will go tonight to keep the doors tightly shut. Well, that's the back of the referee as the game starts, and the referee is from Italy, Carlo Longhi. You may recall him from the Werder Bremen game, where I thought he was extremely lenient, and he certainly cannot afford to be that tonight, because I'm quite sure the Yugoslav will be in a kind of intimidating fashion tonight. They gave an indication of that in the first leg at Tynecastle. Very tough team indeed, on a pitch that's like a quagmire in places, unfortunately. Henry Smith in the goal away to the left describes both penalty areas as swamps. That's how bad it is. Alec McDonald therefore thinks that they'll be hitting long, high balls into the penalty area, try and pressurize Hearts early in the game. And headed down there by Galloway. Galloway will be playing up front. Hearts, as I said, will be principally based on a 4-4-2 system tonight, playing it very, very tight. At the back there is Jurasovic, who didn't play at Tynecastle. And Hearts will have to be extremely cool in this opening period. I think it would be fatal for them to lose an early goal. Headed down there by Juric. And of course, the experience of Eamon Bannon will be enormous. See him playing a very deep game tonight, I think. Now, Kaladek picking us up. Very dangerous little player. At the back, Gosto. This is a man who had some horrible tackles at Tynecastle and got away with it. And that was a shot by Tucci. There he is, Tucci, captain of the side, extremely talented, but at the same time, very temperamental. Well, Hearts certainly competing in midfield and winning a lot of the balls that might be considered 50-50. And that's a goal kick. One of the Jurics, Seaman Juric. Pedrag is the 21-year-old striker, number 9. Haven't seen very much of him, thankfully for Hearts' sake. Repack. Corner kick, although some of the supporters, who by the way are just right in front of us, thought that might just have been a penalty kick. And as long as they don't blame me for the refereeing decisions, then they can shout all they like. Oh, that's right across. Header there by Goodelge. Very good in the air. Rather impassive Hearts bench. Alec McDonald, extreme right. Beside him, Sandy Clark. Galloway hovering at the back. He just kept that in. Oh, did he? No, I think that may be a corner kick. Yes, the referee looked across to the linesman, and he was indeed indicating that. Corner to Hearts. It's a very, very unusual stadium, this, by the way. I've never seen anything quite like it. It's encircled by hills, and it's all lopsided. There's only one side to it, virtually, side we're on, where there's about 15,000 people. Then a little quarter on the far side watching this corner. Petranovic. Looking cooler there than he did at Tynecastle, certainly. Aziavic. Now Juric. Tucci, Karabeg, Tucci on the run, there he is. That wasn't a bad effort. Remarkable how he got that shot in. He seemed at first to be hemmed in and managed to get it across the face of the goal. Look at that. McPherson just going out of the way there. Knocked too far back. Whittaker appeals for a penalty kick and it's given. Redpack. Oh, it is it. He's waving play on. The crowd around me just jumped up and immediately thought the referee had pointed to the spot, which is what we certainly thought he had done. Talk about sense of relief. Juric, Tucci, pulling that ball around with that left foot of his. Whittaker goes away with it, and they're certainly trying to apply Redpack with the ball. He's the smallest player in the park, but he's very mobile. He has a very quick burst of speed over a short distance, and that is why he's such a menace. A free kick to Velez. Quickly turned on it, Tucci gets a chance. And that's it, Tucci. And that was really a dreadful blunder in the Hearts defence. That's 1-0. And we've just played half an hour. And that is terribly disappointing for Hearts. They had looked very disciplined. There didn't seem to be much danger there. They'd been mopping up these balls, and that was a terrible mistake initially by Kidd, and Henry Smith had no chance. So it's now 1-3 on aggregate, and the captain seen here again punishing Hearts for that. That really ought to have been cleared. The Yugoslavian crowd obviously delighted with that. It's all the more annoying because we were getting to the stage where they were beginning to look exasperated. Now they've been given a new lease of life. Black tries to get there, and that's a goal kick. Here's Kidd. Free kick. Well, the referee is going to remonstrate with, I think, Alec MacDonald. The UEFA official had told him to get back to his seat. Carlo Longhi having no intervention by managers. There's Galloway. Throw to Hart. Jordan with it. I think that's way behind. That's a weak effort by Jordan. We're now into a third minute of stoppage time, and the first half has not yet ended. It has now. Referee just blew his whistle as I spoke these very words. So Hearts are trailing by 1-0 at half-time, and they must be extremely disappointed. They played with great discipline, and then suddenly lost a slack goal because of that indecision by Walter Kidd. Sorely punished. And there is a long 45 minutes to go, and I think it's going to be quite harrowing for everybody concerned in this stadium that's filled by a crowd tonight of about 25,000. Well, you join us about 30 seconds into the second half, and the news is of a very alarming incident that happened just about, towards the end of the half, when a glass was thrown at Sandy Clark, the Hearts coach, and it smashed on top of the dugout and sprayed all over the track, and the UFO Observer has been down to investigate as Repak tries to go in, and there is no doubt about it, there is an acrimonious fuel about this stadium now. Quite fanatical bunch of supporters, and we're actually experiencing that ourselves with the people just in front of us. Jedvaj, Tucci, and again Velez gets the free kick. We've seen Tucci only in little glimpses, except he scored that goal, but it really has to go down as a defensive blunder. Coming up to 8 minutes of the second half gone, and this is a free kick. Cahun not doing very well there. He should have picked that one up. Hadziadic. So they're almost getting a free go at goal. And that was Juric coming forward. Well, they just looked a little bit casual, their Hearts, not picking the players off. Just watch this again. That was Jurasovic coming in for the high ball, and the final shot was always going astray. That's the throw to Velez. Now they're actually getting a free kick out of this. Free kick. Dangerous position for Hearts again. 13 minutes of the second half gone, and where is Smith? He stayed on his line. John Cahun gets up there and taken out by Gary Mackay. A kid. Galloway in the far side, taken away by Gosto. Well, that's a superb pass. Juric. No penalty. Loud roars from the crowd. Now, Dave McPherson still wants to come forward. He was impeded, but Hart still with it. Galloway. And they simply ran out of steam. They didn't have enough players forward. Juric. Hadziadic. Well, they're beginning to find Juric number 9 now. He saw little of the ball in the first half. Henry Smith in the mud. Hearts still leading on aggregate by 3-1, and the watch tells me that almost 17 minutes have gone in the second half. It must seem like an eternity in that Hearts dugout. Cahun shielded the ball very well, giving him time to get support. There's Cahun. Galloway trying to cut off the pass back. There's no offside, actually. The Hearts players did come back very quickly. Trying out the Hearts central defense with that high ball again. Walter Kidd. Surprising that Tucci gave him so much latitude to turn and clear that. I suspect that Tucci is far from 100% fit. Hadziadic. Little run forward there by Jedbash. And there's a free kick. Now, usually find with Yugoslavian teams, they're extremely good at taking free kicks in this area. And Henry Smith will have to be ultra cautious. That's the defensive wall. Tucci's in there. He is the renowned free kick specialist, and with the long run, which we're seeing again. Well. Somebody doing that at Murrayfield would be quite proud, in fact. I said of Tucci, I doubt if he's fully fit. And that ground out there is extremely heavy. It must be sapping them enormously. So although challenged by Hearts in midfield, Codro, Waltz kid. Codro playing wide left with Tucci having come inside a bit. And just behind him. That's flag, and David Bannon was coming up on it. Here's Jurasovic. Berry didn't quite get the touch, and that's a very cool performance again by David McPherson. Good touch by Galloway. John Cahoon on his own. Got to get players into the penalty box, though. Dragged it all the way around, and still in play, Black. I think Black will get the free kick. That's Petronovic. Cahoon. Way to that far side. Galloway is in. It's a goal by Galloway. Hearts have equalized. To the utter dejection of Petronovic. What a time to score a goal. 20 minutes of the second half gone. A little samba by the man who put the ball in the back of the net. His 5th European goal. And look at this. The timing of it, and the goalkeeper was wrong-footed. And that could turn out to be an extremely valuable goal, money-wise, to Heart of Midlothian. Because with the score now 4-1, I would be putting my money on them getting to the quarterfinals. Shows you how bold I am. Neat little ball forward, but it's one each on the night. And this should revitalize Hearts, who are, as I said, beginning to slag ever so slightly. Cahoon tries to get there, and that is a free kick. Back it goes to Goodelge. And we make it that there are just about 20 minutes of the game left. And Velez certainly up against it now. There's Kidd. Well, I think that was very risky, David McPherson. It really was. Hearts don't, they're very secure-looking position now, but they don't want to get too cocky about it. Now here's Bannon. Hasn't really got going. Berry. Superb tackle. Now Bannon. Let's see if he can do something with it. Black. Here's Gary Mackay, let fly. Swirling away. Good move by Hearts again, giving Gary Mackay one of the few opportunities he's had this evening to try that. Kadabek was trying to run forward there. And there's Smith. And I think you'll be feeling very relaxed now. 1 each on the night, 4-1 on aggregate to Hearts. Bannon just beyond black. This is Codro. At the back is Kadabek. Well, the build-up has been very slow, methodical, but predictable at the same time. We expected little touches of magic from this man, Tucci. He's done very little. Well, he scored a goal, that's for sure. But outside of the goal, he's not had a major influence on the game, and I still suggest the goal was basically a defensive blunder. McPherson couldn't quite get there, and there's Henry Smith. And you know, that really is about the first direct shot that they've had at the Hearts goal when you think about it. Had a lot of possession, but what you're seeing now is a rare glimpse of a Velez Mostar player having a shot at goal. McPherson made amends. He got the second tackle in. That must be offside, surely. Yes. Juric in the offside position. Berry, involved in a Trojan effort tonight, Berry, as usual. Oh, Black, that's a gift. Oh, dear, oh dear. Just an absolute gift by Black. And look at this. Well, I think you're really seeing a totally dispirited team. That was evidence of it. Walter Kidd. Well, as I said, I think Hearts should still be attentive and concentrate on the task in hand. And time to play a little keepy-uppy. Well, I make it just about 30 seconds left to go, and traditionally we get some burning of bonfires in the terracings in these colder parts. There's been nothing to warm the hearts of the Velez supporters, though, that's the point. Nothing in the football. And here's Emin Bannon. Nice little chip forward there that bothered him. And the final whistle should be going any second. And there may be tired legs out there. And there's a chance. Would it be a goal? The last? No, it is. A consolation goal. Scored there by Goodelj. They have taken the lead on the light, and I did mention tired legs, and that was probably it. They're through anyway, but that puts a little gloss on it for the Yugoslavs. And there goes the final whistle, and I'm quite sure that Alec MacDonald down in that nugget must be extremely proud of his players. As I said, they've had the ups and downs in domestic football. This was not the best European game I've ever seen, I have to say that, very far from it. But Alec MacDonald did say, we're not here to entertain, we're here to qualify, which they've done. And they're in the quarterfinals of a European tournament for the first time in the club history.
Yes, well done indeed to Hearts. Rather a shame about that second goal, taking a little bit of the gloss off a thoroughly professional performance by Hearts, and they must be absolutely delighted. A great thing for them and, of course, for Scotland.
Half as well probably as we can play, then we'd be safe. I think we did enough tonight to make sure we got through.
Tactically, how did you base your game?
Really all we would try to do was to stop them scoring, to be honest. We'd try to play 4 at the back and 4 across the middle, just to kill the space and make it hard for them. And to be fair, it worked reasonably well.
No, the club haven't been in the quarter-finals before, and have always been getting there, not quite managing it. Were you conscious of that before this game was played tonight?
No, I don't think so. I think you just take each game at a time, and really we're 3-0 up, and we just and went in to do a job tonight, and that was all we're conscious of, to be honest.
Well, I'm conscious of your supporters just now. I mean, it's really a good thing for the club, isn't it? I mean, it's a marvellous fillip for them.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. We've the last few years, our supporters have been absolutely brilliant, and this year's been difficult for them in a certain way, but tonight's a wee bonus for them as well as us, and we're all delighted.
Now, one of the important things is Galloway. I mean, this man's been immense for you, hasn't he?
Well, that's right. Mike, he scores the goals, and you know, I think the strikers always get credit for that. But we had 1 or 2 brilliant players tonight. Neil Berry, I thought, was absolutely magnificent at the back. He did exceptionally well for us.
So basically you were going to play defensively, and it came off for you.
Well, initially at 3-0 up, there's no way we were going to attack. There's no point. But we had a look at them a couple of times, and we felt that if we had to score, we could have done. We could have picked up the pace.
Defensive lapse, though, that first goal, wasn't it?
It was a wee bit. We got a wee bit, maybe a lack of concentration, and we paid for a bit until the first half, especially. I don't think they had another chance. That was the only real chance that they had.
No, a hard game against Rangers. I suppose you wouldn't want it any other way.
Well, I can't remember the last time we played an easy game. But Rangers, it's great. We've come back from European games before, and we haven't done particularly well. Saturday, a big capacity crowd at Tynecastle, and it should give the players a lift, and hopefully we'll go and do the business Saturday.
Well done again. I think we'll enjoy this long but celebratory journey back.
Well, I think I'll maybe have a half pint of lager. That's it, clear the throat a wee bit now.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Wallace, we've just watched Hearts qualify for the quarter-finals for the first time ever. Can you put into words how you feel?
Not really. You know, having been chairman of the club for some years and having shared so many disappointments with my supporters, it's nice tonight that we've delivered it. And the players have delivered it, and they showed a lot of courage this evening.
You couldn't make it to Yugoslavia because of other commitments. At this very moment, and we've loved having you, you must wish that you were out there with the team, surely?
Well, of course, yes, that would be a tremendous experience, but I also enjoyed it in Vienna as well. I'm just happy for the club. It was important I was in Edinburgh today, and that may become relevant in the fullness of time.
Secretive as ever.
Of course.
Looking ahead to the next round, Wallace, you could draw any number of some of the biggest names in European football. Any particular preferences to
Well, obviously one of the glamorous Italian clubs, purely on a personal level. I mean, money at this stage is not really what it's all about. It's about credibility. And to be chairman and to go and play either against Napoli or Juventus or Inter Milan, we have a tremendous experience. Realistically, of course, for Scotland, we obviously want to try in theory and get the weakest side. So we'll have to wait and see. I believe there's a Romanian team still left playing a Finnish team. So we'll have to wait and see. Everything's possible in this world. I mean, you were at Ibrox with me a few weeks ago when we lost 3-0 and looked like a rudderless ship. A month, you know, in soccer, and look where we are. We're through to the quarter-final of a European competition.
It obviously keeps interest at Tynecastle High right through until next March. What's it going to do to your league performances? Because that's the great conundrum, isn't it?
We are not strong enough in player pool or depth to play twice a week. We've been playing twice a week all season. We've obviously had changes in the management structure at the club. We're reinvesting in new players. Tosh is obviously going to be part of the game plan for the next round. I think this will be a great fillip for us, to be honest with you. We can only go forward. It's bound to guarantee a sellout at Tynecastle on Saturday, so roll on Graham Souness, David Murray and the Blue Masses. Can't wait.
Wallace Mercer, never anything other than a brilliant, but tonight, understandably, on top of the world. There's the results in the other matches around Europe tonight. AS Roma 0, Dinamo Dresden 2, and Dinamo Dresden, the conquerors of Aberdeen, go through 4-0 on aggregate. FC Cologne, the conquerors of Rangers 2, Real Sociedad 2, but it's the Spaniards who go through 3-2. Inter Milan 1, Bayern Munich 3. Bayern going through on the away goal rule. Tremendous result for them in the San Siro. Juventus 1, FC Liège 0. Juventus through 2-0. Napoli 0, Bordeaux 0. Napoli through, though, by that 1 goal away from home. And Torun Palloseura 3, Vitoria Bucharest 2, but Bucharest going through again on the away goal rule. So let's just take a look at the last 8 in this season's UEFA Cup. The ties to be played, as you can see, on the 1st and 15th of March. The draw will be made a week on Friday, that's the 16th. And in there with Hearts are Bayern Munich, Dinamo Dresden, Juventus, Napoli, Diego Maradona and all, Real Sociedad under John Toshak, VfB Stuttgart and Vitoria Bucharest. And I would think just about any one of those would draw a capacity crowd to Tynecastle. And the other result tonight in the Scottish Cup first round replay,